Hey there, comic book community. Joe here with another edition of 360 Comics. This past weekend was the 3 Men in a Basement comic book crawl up in Connecticut, and despite setting up there as a dealer, I still acquired some really awesome stuff that I'm going to show you today, including some big keys that I'm going to save for the end. We just announced our 2,000 subscriber giveaway right here on YouTube, where you can win this copy of Secret Wars Number One. If you're interested in winning this book, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up for a like, and leave a comment down below. That gives you one entry. Then you can check out our other videos from the month of May, give them a like, and leave a comment on them for additional entries. Don't miss out. You may remember a few months ago, I attended the 3 Men in a Basement comic book crawl, another one of their community events, and I had a fantastic time and met some amazing people. That being said, it was a no-brainer that I needed to attend the comic book swap as well, and what better way to do so than as a vendor, something that I'm trying to do more often. Now, despite being a vendor, like I said, I brought some stuff home with me. I got some great stuff not only through purchases, but also through trades, and even a gift from a member of the community that I'm very grateful for. So I'm going to show you that all today. Kicking it off, we've got a mystery grab bag that I'm going to be unboxing for you today, and this comes to me from a friend in the community, Michelle from Moonlit Comics. If you're not following her on Instagram and subscribe to her YouTube, you're missing out on some great comic book content, so check her stuff out when you get a chance. She did a low buy-in, low price point mystery grab bag based upon what publisher the books were from, so she had some Marvel grab bags, some DC grab bags, and even some indie grab bags. Being a Marvel guy, I picked the Marvel ones. I believe these were $15. I might be mistaken about that. It was a long day, and I can't remember everything that happened, but I picked one of these up. I was happy to grab a Marvel one, and we're going to see what's inside. So let's open this thing up. All right. So first up, we got, this cover is actually a horizontal cover. We've got Doctor Strange, Surgeon Supreme number 1. This, I remember getting this at some point. I think I got it in like it was either in a mystery box that I got previously, or I got it in a Walmart pack, because I didn't specifically seek this out, but I remember thinking, oh, this is pretty cool, a variant cover that is one of those horizontal covers, and an awesome cover at that. So great book right there to kick things off. And there's actually about 10 books in here. So it was like less than $2 a book, which that's a good price point for a mystery box. I think she just gave these out randomly, but Sleepwalker is like one of my favorites. Definitely some childhood nostalgia, having grown up in the 90s and bought a bunch of back issues of this character's book. So very happy to have that in there as well. And ooh, we got a nice one next. Star Wars, what issue is this? Number 31. Very, very cool cover depicting, looks like stormtroopers looking for the droids and Luke on Tatooine. Awesome cover there. Some, 70s or early 80s Star Wars stuff. Cannot complain about that. Then we've got, what is this? Fantastic Four, number 10. This is from the 90s run, I believe. The mid-90s run. Really awesome cover art featuring The Thing. And then we've got a Namor book. Looks like it's featuring a couple other characters as well. Captain America and the Human Torch. Nice, nice. And some Avengers stuff. 339. In the Clutches of the Collector. Very cool. We've got, oh, this is nice. This is a book that I've been picking up copies of anytime I see it for an affordable price. Sabretooth Number One. This is his first solo book from, I believe, 1993. And it's a die-cut cover, and it's pretty easy to get this in a high grade because of the, the thickness of the cover of this book. It's kind of like that cardboard thick cover. But yeah, this book I've been picking up nonstop recently because I think the character's eventually going to show up in the MCU and hopefully is done better than the previous appearances of the character. And yeah, this is one that I am very happy to have. Oh, and this last one is definitely the best book of the bunch. We've got Punisher. I forget what issue this is, but this is one of the Alex Ross Timeless variant covers. Definitely happy to get that in a grab bag. And like I said, this was only like $15 or so. So definitely got some good value out of that. Definitely made or surpassed that $15 mark. So thank you, Michelle. Great job with these mystery bags. Very cool. Moving on. One more thing. There were some nerds. I thought that was really funny that she did a little personal touch there and put some nerds in the mystery boxes as well. Next up, we've got an art print that I was gifted by a subscriber of the channel. So big shout out to Danny, who knows that I am a big Daredevil fan. I just picked up a couple months ago a big grail of mine, Daredevil number 1. This piece is definitely going to get framed and hung up in my comic room once I get around to actually putting up art in my comic room, which will come once I'm fully organized. So thank you, Danny. This is awesome. I don't know who did this. I actually should ask him. So I'm going to definitely reach out and do that. But great piece right there. Anyway, next up, something that I purchased, and I got a real steal of a deal on this one. This was towards the end of the day. You know, people are trying to sell things off last minute. This is a book I've been looking to pick up for a while, but I've never really found it for the price that I wanted to pay for it. This is X-Men Annual number 14. Originally, it was called the first cameo appearance of Gambit, but it has been corrected on Key Collector, on CGC, all of those things now refer to this as the first full appearance of Gambit. He's on 16 pages. He does have speaking dialogue. He's important to the story. So this is his first appearance very firmly, despite X-Men 266 having him on the cover. Really, really awesome cover at that. And chronologically, that one was supposed to come first, but there was, I think, printing issues. Nonetheless, this is now, considered the first full appearance, and I've been trying to pick a 9.8 up for a while. I have a bunch of raw copies, but none of them really reaching that 9.8 range. The person selling this, who I am so sorry, I forget who it was. I don't think I got their name. They were set up next to Comic CT. That's all I remember. But they had this for $275, and they said, end of the day, we'll do 20% off. So they said $220, and this book definitely has a fair market value of over $300. So I was very happy to get this on the cheap, especially a book for my personal collection. So really happy about that. Thank you to whoever sold that one to me. We saw this book in the beginning of the video. You knew it was coming eventually. This is part of a trade that I did. And the other books are even better than this one, in my opinion. So we're going to get to those in just a second. But a guy came up and said, "Ooh, Ultimate Fallout 4. I can't find any of those. I don't think anyone else has them in the room of first prints." A lot of people are hoarding that book and holding on to it. So it's not surprising that there weren't a lot available in the room. I had a 9.2 up on my wall for $950. He came along and said, "I have this bunch of books right here, and I'm going to show you what they are first and then talk about exactly the deal we made." And this was partial trade, partial cash. So we got Amazing Spider-Man 252. This is a pretty decent grade. I'd say probably like 8.5, maybe even a 9.0. It is a newsstand as well. Not that that really matters from this era, but it's something that people do collect even prior to 1986. Anyway, great book, one that I have multiple copies of. Probably gonna start letting some of those go soon because I think I have over 10, but great book nonetheless. Going along with the first black suit, that black suit eventually becomes Venom in this issue right here. Amazing Spider-Man number 300, the first full appearance of Venom. He is at the end of 299. I know. But 300, this is the quintessential book for Venom. It is, again, a newsstand. This one not quite as high grade, but still above mid-grade. I think this is probably like a 7.5, maybe an 8.0, which is a great grade for this book. It's just a major key, and it's one that still continues to climb and grow despite the movies not really being that great, especially compared to the MCU movies. Will we eventually see the black suit and Venom in the MCU? Maybe. I'd say probably. At some point, in some way. I don't know how they're going to do it, especially if Sony does keep putting out the Venom movies. I don't know. But anyway, the last book in this bunch, and one of the coolest ones, despite this being like the big key. This is really cool because this is the first cover appearance of Venom. And it's not just that. This is a Mark Jeweler edition. This is a variant of sorts that includes a Mark Jeweler ad in the centerfold of the book. They had these at military bases primarily, and they're all newsstand copies, all the Mark Jeweler ones. And like I said, they're primarily at military bases, and basically, I think what they were kind of trying to do was market towards members of the military who might be stationed away from their significant other, and it had jewelry, for sale. So maybe they'll send something home, and I think that was the idea. Now, I assume a lot of the Mark Jeweler stuff was pulled out, and it was only a small percent of the print run to begin with. So I think by this point in the game, it was kind of between 1% and 5%. That's the numbers that I've seen online. I've seen all sorts of numbers thrown out, but a small percentage of the print run were these Mark Jeweler editions, especially from this is like 1989, maybe 1990, this book. So this was the tail end of when that was happening. Yeah, so this was 89. And I really think, I'm pretty sure they stopped in 91. I think that was the last year they did Mark Jeweler stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Anyway, this book is rare. Despite being in mid-grade, it holds a really nice value. The last two that sold online also kind of looked in that mid-grade range. And they sold for $250, which I thought was kind of low, and over $400 for the other one. So I got to figure out exactly what I'm going to do with this. It might stay in my personal collection. It might end up going up for sale. Depends. I'm going to decide on it. Anyway, the guy came up with these 3 books and said, I'd like to do this and cash for the Amazing Fantasy, the Ultimate Fallout 4. And, I looked at the books. I said, okay, do you have an offer? Do you have an offer you want to make? And he said, I would do these 3 books, the 3 right here, and $350 for the Ultimate Fallout 4. And I wanted a little bit more cash than that because I'm into the book. I know, if you remember, a couple months ago, I bought it for $700. So I wanted a little bit more cash back in the short term rather than waiting to sell these. So I said, you know what? You're offering $350. These are some pretty good books, that you're trading into me. I know they'll move. Can you come up to $400 cash and the books, and you got the Ultimate Fallout slab? He extended his hand. We shook on it. He got what he came for the day. I got some cash back on a book that I purchased, as well as some nice trades that I'm sure I will have no problem getting rid of if I do want to get rid of, or possibly keeping in the personal collection. The decision will come. So as you can see, despite mostly selling stuff, which I did pretty well at, I'm definitely happy with the amount of stuff I sold. I also came home with some personal collection stuff, some additional things to sell, and that really cool art print that I am very happy to be able to hang up in my comic book room. Anyway, give this video a thumbs up for a like. Leave a comment down below. Enter that giveaway. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. And until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.